If 6 months ago you predicted the then struggling LA Lakers would be in the NBA playoffs this weekend, you would have been met with skepticism. But if you'd also placed a $100 bet on them taking the championship, you'd be in the running to win about $15,000. Success like this is at a gambler's fingertips, and it's one of the reasons that online sports betting is growing. It exploded in popularity after the Supreme Court struck down a federal ban in 2018. Today, 33 states and the District of Columbia offer legal retail and online sports betting, with more joining. The growth is sparking great concern. It's now fast and easy to place bets, presenting new challenges for those who are trying to combat a gambling addiction and putting more people at risk of developing one. Victor Matheson studies sports economics. He's a professor at the College of the Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. Professor Victor Matheson, it's so nice to talk to you. I think the word explosion in online gambling is an appropriate word. What does this mean for states? Because clearly they have a financial stake in it.
The amount that the states are bringing in is actually surprisingly small. So this year we're likely to see about $100 billion of wagers being made, but that only translates into about $1 billion of tax revenue.
Let's talk a little bit about the advertising. What has been your biggest worry?
The gambling platforms, they're not trying to make money on you this year. They're trying to make money on you next year and 10 years down the road and 20 years down the road. If they can be the app you put on your phone and the app that you're going to use, they hook you in for a long period of time. And of course, who do you hook in for long periods of time? It's the 18-year-olds, it's the 16-year-olds, it's the 21-year-olds, it's the college students, the folks that have potentially 50 years of gambling in front of them.
Are you seeing in advertising, like what specifically are they doing to target, say, young, late teens, early 20s college students?
One thing they've done is they've actually partnered with individual universities. They know that that college students tend to be pretty big sports fans, and there's this illusion of control that happens with sports gambling when you think, oh, if only I was just a little smarter and a little better and I tried a little harder, I could actually beat the system. And it takes a long time to understand the one rule above all others, and that's the rule that you can't beat the house.
So what concerns do you have about addiction?
Evidence suggests that somewhere between maybe 1% and 5% of people who engage in gambling in unhealthy ways. And the fact that, again, everyone can put this on their phone significantly increases just that pool. And I think we all understand how addictive phones are. We understand how addictive Tetris is or Candy Crush. Gambling's exactly the same way, except unlike pressing like on Facebook or Twitter, this actually costs you $10 or $50 or $100.
Is there something that can be done to manage what sounds like you're predicting a very problematic scenario, especially for young people?
I think that individual states who legalize sports gambling, it's extremely important for them to really take problem gambling pretty seriously. Where the sports books make the most money is from those gamblers who bet the most. But of course, those gamblers who bet the most are those that are most likely to be problem gamblers in the first place. Very important that states, again, very seriously address the ideas here. Things like having easily accessible treatment programs, have opportunities for gamblers to opt out of gambling, and ways to monitor, again, some of these very, very large gambling folks, again, because those are exactly the customers that DraftKings and FanDuel and MGM all want. But those are also the ones that we as a society should probably be most concerned about.
Professor Victor Matheson, so nice to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Well, thanks for having me.